What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we got my favorite 5 mods that I've installed in my RSX Type S so far. It's going to be a good one. Let's get to it. So I'm sure some of you guys watching this right now were expecting a transmission rebuild video this week. That's still happening. I brought the transmission to my uncle's. He just needed a few more tools, so we weren't able to get started on it this week. But I'm not about to leave you guys hanging without a car video. So some people on Twitch have been asking me, hey Carl, what's done to your car? What do you have done? What are your mods? So I figured the best way to start that would be with my favorite 5, so let's get to it. So one of the first things I'm sure you guys noticed about this car is that it's white on the outside, but blue on the inside. The reason for that is I actually vinyl wrapped this car myself. This car was having some body rot issues that are very common with Hondas in general, including the rear quarters, some on the hood, and some on the doors. So I had to make a decision in college when I couldn't afford to do any body work or anything. Was I gonna learn to fix this thing, or was I gonna junk it and start over? And for those of you guys who don't know, my grandfather helped me buy this car, so it means a lot to me. And my grandfather was actually a body man, so it felt to me like I was learning his trade, his skill, in order to save a car that he helped me get. And to me, that's really important and really special. And as far as vinyl wrapping the car, guys, I actually spent way more than what was necessary or even needed to wrap this car. And that's something I'm gonna warn you guys, is if you're planning on wrapping a car yourself, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up a lot. You're gonna need extra material. It's a tough thing to learn. People think that it's just pull and stretch and stick it on there. It's harder than that. So definitely, if you're planning on wrapping your car, prepare in your budget just as much as you would pay a body shop to paint it. Maybe that'll affect your decision, but all in all, very happy with the results, and I think I could do this a lot cheaper if I were to do it again. So the second mod that I want to go through with you guys is also a completely cosmetic one. This is actually my lip kit for this car. So I have the Type R front and sides of this car, and then I also have the Mugen rear lip. It's made for an 05, 06, but you can get them to fit with some tape. It's fine, don't worry about it. And you guys are probably thinking, bro, there's no front end on this thing. How are you going to show us the front bumper? Check this out. Yes, I do have the bumper downstairs in the studio. That's because I was reworking some vinyl on it. I'm really pumped to run it when I have this car back together. I think it looks awesome. So number 3 on our list, guys, we finally get into a little bit of performance here. Let's go inside the car. So this, guys, is our K-tuned short shifter. This one is the street edition. On the racing one, there's like a thicker kind of bar here. But this one allows the stock shift boot to clear, which is really nice, so you can put your stock interior back in here when it's all installed and ready to go, which is definitely the plan. A little bit more of a stealth look on the interior, and I also upgraded the shifter cables, which run out towards the transmission. You guys saw those in the last video, K-tuned as well. So a whole K-tuned shift unit for this car. This thing shifts like butter. I did have this in last season, so I did get to drive on it here and there. So if you guys do have an RSX and you're looking into a whole short shifter kit, I can definitely recommend K-tune. I've also heard great things about hybrid racing, so either one of you guys, you can sponsor me, it's fine, let me know. So another mod that, if you guys know me and you know this car, was probably going to be on the list are my Evo 8 wheels. These are stock NK wheels from a Mitsubishi Evo 8, which is one of my favorite cars, but also these wheels just look awesome on the RSX. You really can't go wrong with these. They add a little bit more tire, a little bit more width, but they are 17s over the stock 16-inch wheel, which I do think are the perfect fit for this car. I love the 17s on the RSX. I'll probably run a spacer up front a little bit just to squeeze out some of my fitment that I have going on, or lack thereof fitment that I have going on, but I think I'm going to be able to get the backs pretty flush. So my 5th and final mod for this car is going to be my suspension. Now, maybe not this suspension specifically, because both the fronts and the backs are 2 different sets of cheapo eBay coilovers. This is not by choice. This is what I could afford in high school while I was putting the suspension in the car, and the honest reason for why I haven't swapped it out to something better, like the Fortunatos I have in my Civic, honestly, they're fine. They haven't blown. They give the car a nice stiff, lowered feel, lowered look, which is great, and I've really had no reason to replace them yet. The rears are helped out by some K-tuned camber arms, which is going to be really fun. I had some just like off-brand cheapo camber arms in there before that were in the car when I bought it. And I also have the Team Pillow Ball strut mounts up top in the fronts. Now, these pillow ball mounts actually changed the way the car rode. I initially did it just because I needed some camber for clearance, but I was actually blown away by how much better the coilovers rode with that top hat installed. So highly, highly recommend, if you guys are on cheap coilovers, that you upgrade your top hats. Oh, and I should mention, I've had Skunk 2 suspension in the Civic before, and the Skunk 2s are way worse than either of the CX Racing, which are the fronts, or the Racelands in the back. I know there are plenty of mods that I left out. I got my intake, I have my radiator, I have my carbon fiber hood, I have my HKS exhaust that's laying on the ground, but I think I'm gonna save those for a future video. These are just my first 5 favorite, I guess, kind of beginner mods that sort of make the car what it is, you know? Are they the most expensive? No. Are they, well, the vinyl wrap. Are they the most expensive though? Honestly, no. Are they the most performance enhancing? Probably not. Have I had the most fun out of the car because I did these mods? Absolutely. So if you guys haven't already, drop a sub down below. Be sure you hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you want me to do with this thing, what you want to see. I'm hoping I can afford to turbocharge this thing over the winter, so plenty of awesome videos coming. Whether I turbocharge it or not, I got headers for this thing, I got an exhaust for this thing, I got the transmission rebuild happening with the limited slip differential and the second gear synchro. I got all that good stuff coming, so don't you guys worry about content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.